Greetings, Japan fans. Today's show, we are going to look at part 2 of our conflict resolution. Baishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 11th year of the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Prezen no Tachiden. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muri ni suru no wa yamimashou. And my just-released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery, and all are available on Amazon. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan. Trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We're not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentation Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tachijin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcaster Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, our handy Japanese phrase today is, if you're in the taxi and you want to ask the driver, okay, please turn left at this next intersection, then you just say, Kosuten no hidari e onegai shimasu. Kosuten no hidari e onegai shimasu. Kosuten no hidari e onegai shimasu. So, please, can you turn left at the next intersection, please? Kosuten o hidari e onegai shimasu. Now this is episode number 576, and today we are talking about part 2 of 12 steps to win-win conflict resolution. So we've looked at some of the steps in part 1, so let's continue with the last 6 elements. Start with number 7. Deal with facts, not emotion. In sports, as I've noted earlier, we say, play the ball, not the man. And in business, we need to look at problems, not personalities. This sounds fair enough, but it is not easy to do. We may find we are attacking the person, their ideas and opinions, rather than looking at solving the problem. Maybe we don't like them, their manner, their attitude, their values, their style of speech, their rivalry. That situation is unlikely to change in a hurry. They won't become our best buddy anytime soon or ever. Nevertheless, we have to work with them and overcome this conflict. We need to switch over to outcome focus and logic. This will take the personalities component out of the equation and help us to get to an agreed solution faster. We bite our tongue, swallow our bile, gird our loins, and get on with it, regardless of how irritating they are. In these situations, I keep telling myself, Greg, big picture, big picture. Number 8, be honest. Politicking, game playing, one-upping are all well known in business, but stay away from these pursuits. Focus on the reason everyone is working hard in the company. Remind yourself what we are trying to achieve relative to our competitors. We need to come back to the basics of the vision, mission, and values. Dale Carnegie's Human Relations Principle number 17 is useful here. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. strip out the emotion and be objective about their viewpoint. We also need to see our own perspective equally in an honest way. Why do we hold our view? What is really driving our position? Number 9, present alternatives and provide evidence. Compromise is the assembly of other means of solving an issue. Things that make sense and are workable are just hard to argue against. Concessions in non-core areas should be made to build trust and the cooperation muscle. Look at options in terms of the other side's interests. When promoting your own ideas, make sure these are backed up with strong evidence so they are easy to agree with and hard to argue against. Opinion is terrific, but it's just an opinion. Data can contradict opinion in a way which is more acceptable than simply arguing the toss. Storytelling is the most effective way to introduce data. Wrap the numbers up in a story and you will be heard. Find out more when we come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do them in Japanese and we do them in English, do them in our super safe classroom. We do them live online. Our show today is being brought to you by, on the 3rd of October, our Dale Carnegie course, 3-day version. On the 14th and 15th of October, we'll be doing our High Impact Presentations course. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. So that's www.dale-carnegie carnegie.co.jp. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. So that's greg.story, STORY, at dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs right up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television. Don't forget to grab my business best-selling books on Japan on Amazon. Japan Sales Mastery, which is Saegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Presen no Tachijin. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muri ni suru wa yamemashou, and my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery, and all are available on Amazon. Welcome back. Number 10, be an expert communicator. Communication skills are essential to finding resolution to points of difference and can be done in a way that the relationship is maintained. Really listen to the other side. We often think we're listening, but actually, inside our brain, we are formulating what we will say next, and so are not really taking the other side's points. If you find yourself jumping in, finishing their sentence, or cutting them off when they are speaking, stop doing that. Hear them out. Hold your points instead of being in a rush. We are rarely short of time for the discussion. Often our counterparty in the conflict feels they are not being listened to, treated fairly, or taken seriously. We can do all of those things by just remaining silent and letting them talk. After they stop, feeding back that we understood them is a good habit to develop. By letting them talk, we may find out some additional information or angle we didn't have, which can change our perspective on the situation and lead to a resolution. Just bullying the other person with our opinion doesn't lead to this type of win-win outcome. Number 11, end on a good note. Win-win means feeling like we all did well. Shake on it. Agree the next action steps and milestones. Nominate who is responsible for what and how progress and success will be measured. Also decide how further disputes which may arise during the execution phase will be handled. Number 12, enjoy the process. Companies benefit from having a range of views and diverse experiences when it comes to solving problems. The process of resolving disputes educates us on how to see things differently and to entertain other ways of doing things. We can often build stronger relationships having gone through this type of dispute resolution because we've come to know and understand each other much better than we would have otherwise. Resolving conflicts is not easy, but most people pour their energy into winning the conflict rather than trying to find the win-win. The latter is the better option every time, if you want to win in the market. Fighting amongst ourselves makes no sense, and we can do better than that. These 12 steps from number 1 in this series and number 2 get us pointed in the right direction. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then tell your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Until the next episode, take what you thought valuable, put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. So, be one of them. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.